My name is Victoria Gyamfi-Kumuninii. I'm 35 years old. I was born and raised in Waterloo, Ontario. And one day I went to work, walked to work, everything was fine, and then literally half an hour into my shift, everything literally changed. Room started spinning, ears started ringing, heart started palpitating, and by the end of that week, I could not get out of bed. Those couple of days or couple of weeks actually turned into 2 years of me being on sick leave. I was in a relationship for 3 years, and as soon as I got sick, he literally disappeared, like a ghost. And I think at one point he actually blocked me on his phone. So needless to say, that was hard. Having to move back home with my parents, back to Waterloo, that just shook me and it rattled me. I spent a lot of time hiding away from the world. While I was hiding in my room, I was actually crying a lot of the times because I just didn't know what to do with my life. I finally received a diagnosis, concrete diagnosis of that being fibromyalgia. I could not sink any further. And I wanted to find some sort of community resource that I could tap into, not just to help myself find new employment or perhaps go back to school, but also a space where I could feel safe in sharing my story and be around like-minded individuals. So I did a lot of Google searches, a lot of phone calls, and then I was eventually led to Times Change. I made an appointment to see Diana.
As Victoria's educational counselor, we met to talk about some of her training and education goals. During that session with Victoria, she shared some of her personal story with me, and I just recall feeling so inspired by the difference that she wanted to make in others' lives.
I wrote on my affirmation list that I am a United Way ambassador, not knowing that such a role existed.
United Way has a program called Speakers Bureau, and it's an opportunity for volunteers, for staff, for clients to share their stories.
As she's pulling everything out, I saw on one of the pamphlets, it said United Way Ambassador Speakers Bureau, something like that. So then naturally I pulled out my phone, I showed her my affirmation list, and then she was just like, whoa. And then like all these goosebumps, and then I had goosebumps, and then it was like the giggling like women do, and then she's like, oh my God, I can't believe that. She's like, how did you know? And I was like, I didn't know.
As a result of our session, she was able to connect with them and pursue an opportunity as a speaker.
Shortly after that, I did find employment. I was very grateful for just everything. Entirely grateful. I can say this wholeheartedly, I probably wouldn't be here, like physically, because I was at that point where like I had enough. One little phone call changed everything for me. By donating and supporting Times Change, you're creating an opportunity for a woman to find her strength, to find her voice, to rediscover herself, and to also reaffirm within herself that everything is going to be okay. Womanhood is very, very powerful, and when we band together as women, we're even far more powerful than we ever could believe or imagine. So that's what they're doing.